Good morning. I know it's been a very, very, very long time since I have vlogged, or since I've made a YouTube video, rather, because I have been vlogging, but I haven't been posted on YouTube. So, I think I'm going to start a new series called My Journey to Fertility, or, Journey to Becoming a Mom, I guess. I just woke up, yeah, as you can see, like my eyes are puffy because I have literally cried all day yesterday pretty much, because I went to the doctor and got some disappointing news. So yeah, I'm 38. I'll be 39 in January, and I just got married in September. And so we want to have a family, of course. So we knew that, and I knew that. So I was like, well, you know what? Let me just start making sure everything is good with my body. Make sure everything will be okay. So before I moved to Texas, I had an HSG done. Went to a gynecologist and they did an HSG just to make sure that my fallopian tubes were not blocked or anything. They and to check my uterus to make sure everything was okay with that. And they did that. It wasn't bad, but it was really uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable when they had to put the dye in or whatever. Like, it was really uncomfortable. I have a high pain tolerance, and I was like, grunting stuff because it was very uncomfortable. So anyway, I saw the thing when they were doing it. I saw the fallopian tubes, and it's basically they put some dye in, and then it's supposed to come out. The dye is supposed to come out through your fallopian tubes. That shows that they're open. So I saw it because they let me see the screen while they were doing it. So I saw the dye go out the fallopian tubes. The right side was a little more difficult to for the dye to come through, but it came through. So both of them are open. And then the radiologist also told me that everything was fine when he finished it. And then they sent the results to the doctor, and then she called and just confirmed that everything was normal with that. So then we ended up moving to Texas. So I had to find another doctor here in Texas. So I finally found a doctor, and she wanted my records from the previous doctor, and I got those sent to her. And so she wanted to do some blood work. She did AMH and my progesterone levels just to make sure I was ovulating, or that I ovulated, whatever. I don't know what the level is for the progesterone, what it's supposed to be. I don't know because I'm not a doctor. And Google just didn't help me. But the disappointing news was yesterday, which was the November 13th, I think it was yesterday. Anyway, I went for a cycle day 3 sonogram, and so they did that because they do it on cycle day 3 because they want to check your uterus transvaginally, a transvaginal ultrasound. So they did that, and they want to check your uterus, check your ovaries, and see how many follicles that you have in your ovaries, so that they will see, check your ovarian reserve or whatever. So they did that yesterday, and I went last week and got the blood work done the first time, so I had to go back yesterday for the ultrasound. And so my blood work, my lab came back yesterday because the doctor was asking me. I said I didn't get it, and they didn't receive it either. So yesterday, after I got from the doctor late yesterday evening, the lab results came for my AMH and my progesterone. So my AMH is like a 0.259, which is like critically low, the thing said, and then which means I have very low ovarian reserve, which means basically I don't have a lot of eggs left. It makes me sad just thinking about it, but I'm trying not to cry. But so yesterday when they did the ultrasound thing, so I did the ultrasound thing yesterday. My right ovary only had 3 follicles, and my left ovary only had 6. And which is kind of low, that they say is low. They typically want to see, I think they said at least 6 to 12 or 6 to 10 or something like that. In which the left ovary barely has that. It has 6. The right ovary is like really bad. It only has 3. It only had 3 follicles, and the biggest one was like 5 centimeters or something like that. 5 point, not centimeters, 5 point something millimeters. I have the paper, but I don't really understand that. But yeah, then also that I have a cyst on my right ovary, which is so. When I was 18, I had found out I had a dermoid cyst on my right ovary, and it was removed. And I'm like, well, hopefully that's not what it is. But on the thing, she was like, it's a simple cyst. It's just a simple cyst, which I don't know what that means. So I'm just like, this sucks, because I know, literally, I'm just not thinking about it. You know, when I was 18, fresh out of high school, I had the dermoid cyst. I had to have that removed on my right ovary. It was like 12 millimeters or 12 centimeters, something. I don't know. It was very big. And so I remember the doctor saying it was like the size of a cantaloupe on my right ovary. And so I had to have that removed. And now to hear that I have a cyst on my right ovary again, it's like sucky. And also I was diagnosed with PCOS, which the good thing, I guess you could say, is, I don't know if it's I will say it's a good thing, because God is a healer, and I believe God will heal my body and let me have my own kid soon. But the good thing about the ultrasound yesterday was they don't see, like, as far as PCOS is concerned, like, they don't, you know, they were not the cysts that were there previously. The cysts are no longer there. And I know they were there because they did the ultrasound when I had the big cyst on my ovaries, and I was diagnosed because of all the other cysts that they saw in my ovaries. And, you know, sorry, I was trying not to cry, but it was kind of emotional, because I've always wanted to be a mom. I've always wanted my own family. I've always wanted that, you know. I feel like now I'm married and we want to have a family, of course. Now it's like, getting this type of news just sucks, y'all. I'm sorry I'm laying down, because I haven't just gotten up for the day. But, you know, I know a couple years ago I was just believing God, and I kept praying like, God is going to heal my body of this PCOS. You know, I'll be able to have my own family one day. I'll be able to have children. Like, this PCOS won't win, you know. And God answered that prayer. Like, there are no cysts. Like, there's that one that they saw my right ovary, but all the other cysts that were there previously are no longer there. They're no longer there. And I never had regular periods or whatever. Growing up, I never did, and I guess because of the PCOS, like, that's a, you know, side effect or complication of PCOS, is irregular periods. But I'm telling you, I prayed and I believe God to heal my body, because God has healed my body so many times before. A couple years ago, I just believed God. You know, I was like, I'm just gonna believe God. And I had been praying, and like 2024, so 2022, this November 2022, my period started, and it started every month like clockwork. You know, I went a couple months where it just wasn't like every, like, clockwork, like I know, because it was literally like clockwork, and I never had that before, and I knew God had healed me then, and so I know God can heal me now. It's just disappointing news. You know, I never wanted to be the one to have to go through all these extra steps just to have a baby, you know, and people have, you know, they do away with their babies just because they don't want babies. You know, I'm trying to say what they do. And then, you know, it's people like me, people like, you know, they really, really want children. And it seems like they have to go through all these hoops to make it happen. And then other people can just freely have children with, you know, and then they don't want them and then they get rid of them, you know. And I think it's just so unfair. I don't understand life sometimes. Like, I don't understand how, you know, stuff works sometimes. I just don't understand. I know I just have to just trust God and believe God. And, you know, like they used to say growing up, it all makes sense in the by and by. Like, it'll eventually make sense, I guess. But for right now, it does not make sense. And this is just like day one of my fertility journey, of just being honest and open about a journey that I never saw myself on. And so, yeah, yesterday the doctor gave me she got me an appointment to see a fertility clinic. And so I have an appointment with them on December 6th. We shall see what they say. And, sorry, my hands starting to hurt. We'll see what they say on December 6th. And honestly, I don't want to do all of this extra IVF type of stuff. Like, who got money to do that, first of all? And it's just not something I want to have to do. I want children, yes, but that's just not something I'm willing to do or want to do. Like, I don't have the emotional, you know, I don't think I can handle that emotionally. Like, just simply trying and not being successful is emotional enough for me. So I don't think I can handle, you know, going through all of that and then possibly having a negative outcome. Like, first of all, it's expensive. There's a lot of stuff you have to do. Like, and I just don't think I want to go through that, you know. So we shall see what they say. And hopefully, you know, it's not as bad as it seems right now, but right now it seems really bad, you know. And I know at the end of the day, God is truly in control. He's a healer. He created this body. Only God can make these ovaries have more eggs. And I know you only need one egg. I know that. But I just feel like I've been through so much when it comes to me and my body. My body has been through so much. And it's like, why do I have to constantly go through so much when it comes to my body? And I don't try to compare myself to other people, but I just feel like everything when it comes to my body has always been so difficult. It's always been something with my body. And I think that's what sucks with this process, because this was the one thing I was hoping that would not be hard to achieve when it comes to my body. Because like I said, my body has been through so much. So much. And now it's like, I guess I should be used to it, because I've always had issues with my body and I've always had things happen to my body. So I guess I should be used to it. But I think you just never get used to bad news. I think you just never get used to it. And you know, the hardest thing about all of this is having to go to these doctor's offices and seeing people pregnant or seeing babies or seeing people with ultrasound pictures and smiling, and then it's like you're smiling too, but on the inside you're really hurting because that's just the one thing you want. You know, and nobody understands, and nobody knows the journey that you're going on. You're congratulating them and you're smiling for them and you're being happy for a stranger that you don't even know. But then on the inside you're really hurting. So yeah, sorry y'all started crying. I was not trying to start crying, but this is just a real raw vlog. It is just me being honest and open about the journey that we're on to have a little baby McKinley one day. So yeah, y'all, I'll keep y'all posted and I'll keep everybody updated and we'll see what happens. Bye.